Hello everybody and welcome back to DCS World. I have finally gotten an upgraded system which allows me to play in VR a little bit better, better system resources and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully this is going to go well. We'll see. As always, whenever I hop back into one of these DCS series that I'm trying to do, we start off with carrier landings because it's basic and simple and something that's relatively easy to do. So we'll do one or two of these just to kind of kick off our new series of flying the Hornet and whatever else I end up doing. But let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Throttle back so we have time to set up our TACAN. Turn it on, get our HSI up, get TACAN turned on. Or not, oh, because it didn't actually turn on. Get the TACAN turned on, and then for our frequency, we have 127,500. Turn that on. Then we're going to talk to ATC, get them to do their deal. Our hook is down.
Angels 1.5.
Of course, for this is going to be 354, I do believe. We've done this a few times. Pop the throttle back up so we can get up to 350 where we're supposed to be. I just needed the extra time. And we get radar altimeter down. We'll go ahead and see her at 10.
308. See you at 10.
Throttle back to get back down to 350. And we'll see how this goes. Let me just double check the DR. I have a VR thing from my recording software that allows me to track the VR source and crop the image to make it look hopefully closer to what I'm actually seeing rather than, you know, only seeing out of one eye. And then I also have a VR plugin for my software that hopefully stabilizes the image, and you know, when I look around it doesn't look like I'm doing like this all the time. Because I know for a lot of people that's really hard to watch. So I'll keep tinkering with it and hopefully we can get really good VR recordings. I should have been a little bit more to the right, but that's alright. Hopefully we can get some really decent VR recordings out of this. Get ourselves out to a mile and do our braking turn to the left. And away we go. Going to cage our velocity vector so that doesn't move around too much on us. Going to do a nice smooth turn until we get to our reciprocal heading of about 174, I think, something like that. I'm not really good at calculating the reciprocal headings. Oh, that's too far. Something like that. Get our landing. I should have put my landing gear down a little bit ago, but I was spaced out for a minute. Okay, let speed come back. Keep an eye on the carrier there. Whoa. Stop paying attention for like 2 seconds and it just decides to go all off on you. Okay, get our speed set in there. Try not to climb too much. We're past the round down, so add some thrust. We can get over to 30 degrees-ish. And we'll see how this goes. So no peaking until we hit 90 degrees, right? That's the rule, no peaking. So once the heading thing, once the VRC indicator up there, the bearing indicator hits the top, we can start paying attention to that. I can't really see what the altitude is, but I think we're at 500. Yeah, we're at 500, so we're a little bit high. We're supposed to be around 450, I believe, for once you're halfway through that turn, but rather be a little bit high than a little bit low. I'm going to give ourselves a little bit of room. Everything's down the way it's supposed to be. Going to watch the ball. I do keep the ball indicator up because, especially in VR, I just don't have the resolution to be able to make out the dots. So we need the ball indicator there. And we're going to do our best to put this thing down without screwing this up. So okay, and then I'm just trying to pay attention to meatball lineup angle of attack. We're descending a little too much, descending a little too much. And down we go, down we go, down we go, down we go, down we go. And trap. Very nice. Hey, 2-wire, not terrible. And as we should, we'll pull our hook up, get the wings starting to fold, and move ourselves over here. Okay. So this video is an experiment. An experiment mostly intended to help us test this out. So let's go ahead. We'll do one more of those just to, you know, make sure we didn't get lucky. And this time I'll screw it up. Watch. Just watch. I'll screw it up. Just want to make sure that everything is working as intended. So everything seems to be okay, as we did in the last one. Pull the throttle back. Oh, I'm really struggling with loading. Oh, okay. Are we? Okay. Yeah, we're... Mm-hmm. Okay, so I tried resetting the mission and loading it again, and apparently the process of trying to load the mission in conjunction with having the recording running really overloaded things, and I was never really able to recover from that. So I don't know if there's a workaround for that in, you know, maybe me pausing the recording and then doing a reload or something like that. I'm not really sure. I don't know if the problem is just in the fact that it really has a hard time once it finishes loading into something else, and the fact that I have other graphics card things happening and CPU things happening at the same time. I think, I don't know. I don't know where the bottleneck is there, but hopefully we can play around with it, try to get some things done. But at least, hopefully that looked good. Regardless of what the output was, I'm going to go ahead and upload and publish it anyways, just so we can all see what the status is right now. But yeah, I have it set to high quality on my Pimax software and auto resolution on the Steam VR, and when I'm not recording, when I'm not doing anything else like that, it seems to run just fine. And it seemed like it was probably recording just fine there. It's just, there's some kind of... These games just seem to want to max out CPU usage when they're trying to load their stuff instead of like scaling their loading processes based off of what the load of the CPU is. Like, I'd rather a game take longer to load than to just hog up every ounce of processing power and then lock everything up. Like, that's really annoying, and games seem to be doing... Like, we went away from that for a while. I remember back in the 90s, like, these things would lock up your system, and you'd have these system-wide crashes. And then, mid-2000s into the mid-teens, you never had that anymore because the developers actually optimized their code to not do that. But now we're going back into everybody just wants to make everything load as fast as possible, and then it just completely messes up everything. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Hopefully we can figure out a workaround for it. I really want to do this in VR. I don't want to use head tracking. The head tracking solutions that I have access to right now, they're okay, but I just don't really like head tracking in general. I like the immersive experience, and if I can get the immersive experience while you guys are, monitoring along, that's like the ideal situation. So I'll keep playing with it. Hopefully it will work out somehow, and we'll keep going on. So thanks for watching. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Join as a member for early access to videos, among other perks, or you can just